My name is Twila Hurley. I work for the Community Services Center in Portales, and my job title is Program Director of an Adult Day Facility. I have been doing this for around 20 years now, so I love it, absolutely love it. I really can't think of anything else I would do. Working for our elderly is absolutely the best job that I think anybody could have, giving back to them after they have given so much to their community, to America, to everything, for their kids. It feels like it's a reward for me to be able to give back to them and be a voice for them as well. So
we're talking about a program called New Mexicare. And this program is an all-inclusive caregiver support program that would provide stipend support to those that are caring for loved ones that are already in need of care. So for those individuals that qualify for probably a nursing home level of care, but we want them to remain in their community. So they have family members caring for them, to really keep them in the communities and in their homes. We have a lot of those in New Mexico. And so this program would provide assistance to those caregivers so that they could potentially continue to provide that care to their loved ones, keep them in their homes. But these are adults that sometimes do not qualify for adult daycare. They don't qualify for Medicaid covered services, community service benefits, because they make a little bit above the Medicaid threshold. So it's that middle tier population. They don't make enough to pay a private caregiver. They're not super, wealthy individuals, but they're often forgotten. How would that kind of service help with you and your community in the population that you see?
So what we're discussing is that population that falls in the crack.
Yes.
The crack. Those that barely make over those cutoff lines, but because they barely make over that cutoff, there is no way that they're going to be able to afford independent care or private pay care for themselves in any way. That would be fantastic if there was a way that we could include some sort of transportation for them within this New Mexicare, and especially in this area. And if I'm getting off, in this area, we have all of our specialists are away, and they are left by themselves. Their kids are gone, they're on their own, and they have no means of getting transportation to these specialists that are 30 minutes away, 45 minutes away, and sometimes in our case, an hour and a half to 2 hours away. But this New Mexicare, it sounds fabulous. It would be tremendous for those that fall between the cracks. There is a huge population of that. I have individuals I talk to daily that they are almost despair. They are at home thinking that they are going to have to sell their home for the last 30 years or so, 50 years, and move with their kids, which they don't want to, because they built that support group here, their friends, their extended families, and move with their kids just because they don't have the extra help that those with Medicaid are able to get. So this New Mexicare is just would be fabulous for all of those that are falling between the cracks. We need this tremendously for all of those. That I have individuals that I worry are not going to be able to make it on to that Medicaid waiver, and I'm worried about them. So this New Mexicare incentive is the best thing that I've heard of in a long time.
Perfect, thank you. And then how would it help you and your organization on your adult day side if caregivers were able to receive a level of respite, to be able to take those that they're caring for into an adult day setting for a few hours a week, so that they could receive that respite? Because they don't qualify, right? They don't qualify for daycare, adult day. It's private if they over the Medicaid threshold. So this program would open up additional funding so that those that don't receive Medicaid, reimbursement for daycare, that those loved ones can still take their family members in a couple hours a week so that they receive that respite, because they're providing usually 24/7 care for these individuals.
So this New Mexicare will open up a door for our caregivers in order to provide respite to them. So our caregivers are on call 24/7. They usually do not have much of a social life. Some of them end up having to quit their jobs in order to provide for their loved ones, in order to keep them home. They do not. They promised that they would provide for their loved ones, and they're determined to keep them at home. So this New Mexicare will enable them to do so, to keep their loved ones more independent than that going into an institution. By going into an adult daycare facility, which this plan would enable these individuals that fall through the crack again, where their loved ones would be picked up from their house, be brought to the facility. The facility is operated by trained individuals. It's usually a secure place. There is staff on hand. It's a 3-to-1 ratio. They are monitored at all times. We have access to their medical concerns. So that is watched all the time. They are occupied. We keep their minds active, their bodies active. They're socializing with individuals who are like-minded, with the same aches and illnesses and pains, and family situations are alike. So they bond. And institution, you end up having such a separation. We do not want to institutionalize individuals that are not ready to be. So this New Mexicare is a tremendous reward for our frail elderly population. And especially those, and there are so many that fall between the cracks, that need this extra help, both caregivers and the elderly, to help. Day programs are fabulous as far as providing respite for everyone, respite for the caregivers, socialization for the loved one.